new, you look for the underserved. I'm telling you, when you look at the younger population, you have loads of people that have not been voting before. Loads of people. Can you imagine how many people are turning 18 between now and 2023? It's a large number of people. So our strategies need to move in that direction. Anyway, so short term is we need to define our clear objectives on the immediate. Define our clear objectives, and they need to be few. Nigeria's problems are myriad. There's so many. If you take on too many things at the same time, you fizzle out. so just few but strategic objectives. Short term, we want to define our objectives. Medium term, we want to influence politics, the political process. And okay, short term, we want to define our objectives and SARS. Medium term, we want to influence political process. Long term, we want Nigeria to become a developed economy. That's the ultimate goal we're working towards. So when we have that clear, then we have a huge cost to pursue from here. The next important thing I think we need to do is to define our values. What are the values of the movement? And what would those values be that will actually transform Nigeria into that vision that we see of a developed economy? This is huge. I'll tell you what that would do. Defining that vision and defining the values will do something to the movement itself first. Because it will have to be people that model those values that will evolve into the leadership of the movement. Some people have misunderstood what I said, celebrating the fact that the movement has not had defined leaders. Okay, I didn't say leadership. The movement has had leadership. Leadership is influence, and you've had massive influence here. But anybody who studied the history of movements knows the principle is strike the shepherd, the sheep will be scattered. It's a very easy way to kill a movement. So I just knew that if there were defined leaders, once they were neutralized, the movement will fizzle out. So that's why I was celebrating the flat structure. Secondly, there's a leadership culture, and the movement will never deliver its potential if it runs on the existing leadership culture in Africa. It is monarchical, okay, in structure. That structure is monarchical. It's the king and then the subjects. And that's what you have in our families. That's what you have in all our organizations, in our businesses, non-profit, even religious organizations, government. That's what you have everywhere. So when I saw, and when you have that structure, the people at the top own practically everything, and there's very little left to the people at the bottom. So when I saw the flat structure running, I celebrated it. First, because it will protect the movement, and secondly, because it's the way to go into the future. Okay, so the practicals of it. Now, there's got to be a lot of discussing because, of course, most of the influencers in the movement have not worked together before. Some have, but most have not worked together as a team before. And it takes time to build trust. We've got to build that trust. To build that trust, there's got to be transparency, in all the things we do. There's got to be transparency. There's got to be accountability. And as we get to know ourselves better, we get to identify each person's strengths, and we're able to delegate work to each person in their area of strength, because that's what gives them fulfillment, a sense that they are contributing phenomenally. I think with that, we'll be off to a very good start. Now,